and we're going to talk about digital legacy at a glance. So on top of everything that we just spoke about, everything that we need to get together for ourselves or our loved ones, we need to remember that a lot of us today have, digital accounts, email accounts, other type of app accounts and things like that that need to be taken care of as well. So this quick little lecture demo will show you where you can go to find these types of resources in preserving your digital legacy. So let me go ahead and share my screen and begin. There we are. Okay, so let me just make this a little bit fuller frame. We do have a handout we're going to share with everyone in the chat room to this portion of our presentation, the digital legacy options. So this is just a quick overview of what we're going to be talking about today. My name, by the way, is Johnny Hernandez. I'm with Senior Planet San Antonio. So thank you so much for attending and for listening and all your interaction, all your questions for Bree and everything. Thank you so much for that. So we're going to talk about briefly, go over some digital legacy basics. Okay. We are going to talk about some popular sites and legacy options that are available to all of us and how to locate the legacy options on some sites. I think we'll have enough time to at least demonstrate how to locate legacy options on your Facebook account and on an iPhone if you have an iPhone mobile device. Okay. So digital legacy basics. This digital legacy basically refers to what happens to our digital assets when we die. In the past, we may have had shoeboxes and other suitcases full of, letters and diaries and pictures and photos that one of our loved ones had to go through, right? When their loved one passed. Well, now a lot of that content is digital. So it's not just about finding where those things are in the attic, but also being able to access a platform like Gmail or Amazon or Facebook, a platform where all this content, these photos and memories are stored, and then decide what to do with them after that, right? Email messages, text messages, photos, files, documents, social media accounts, etc. And then you have to think about the devices like you see listed there, the devices that your loved one owned, computers, phones, tablets, gaming consoles even. Many of these assets are kept in the cloud, meaning many of the files and the photos and all that, right? So they're kept in the cloud and we access them through different sites with a required username and password, right? We all know that. Well, emails contain personal and professional correspondence, attachments, photos, documents, etc. So all of that needs to be somehow preserved for a past loved one. The concept of digital legacy is fairly new, so which is why there isn't a standard approach like there is for analog assets. So for example, most people have far more digital assets today than they did 25 years ago. That's a very true statement. So in addition to all of our files that are stored in the cloud on different sites, different devices, we have to think about all of those devices as well, where we might have content stored, photos that are stored locally on the device and not in the cloud. Those devices need to be sort of, inventoried, I guess, and documented in some way with access to those devices as well as the accounts that live in the cloud. And this being because, most of these devices, we encourage people to use two-part authentication. So there is either a passcode or, a PIN code. And, that kind of stuff needs to be documented and left behind for our loved ones to access these devices and access the files and accounts that are on these devices. Okay, so some popular sites and legacy options. Let's go over these lists. The lists that you see here are sites and services that allow you to either name a legacy contact or indicate in some way who will have access to your account after you pass. Okay. So these accounts on the left-hand side have legacy options: Apple, Facebook, Google, eBay, Yahoo, and YouTube. And we'll at least be able to demonstrate how on one of these platforms you can access or find out what to do to appoint somebody to be your digital executor, if you will. Now, the other lists on the side, these require the deceased's username and password. And so that's why it's important to have that information somehow stored, set into a will, somewhere where somebody, can find the information, your executor can find that information and access these accounts. So some of those listed there would be Amazon, Instagram, LinkedIn, PayPal, X, formerly as we know as Twitter. But like, let's say Instagram, for instance, remembering will be added to the deceased's account if it is memorialized. These accounts don't show up in searches or in the Explore section. So these do, again, as I mentioned, you need to have the account username or password to access these accounts, the ones listed on the right. But if you don't have that information, those login credentials, you have to then reach out to the companies, to each individual company, and produce a death certificate and verify your identity as well, your relation to the deceased, before they'll be able to give you access to the accounts. If your loved one passes and does not leave their usernames and passwords in a will or a trust or anything like that. All right. The reason why you might see an asterisk near X, or call it Twitter, I still call it Twitter. The asterisk next to that is because you don't need the username and password for that particular account, but you do need to verify your identity and provide the deceased's Twitter handle to then gain access to the account when you contact Twitter to give them that information, that news. Also, any account, like we see a few listed here, well, maybe like Amazon, you might have some credit, but any accounts that have real money involved with them, accounts like Venmo or PayPal, those will be subject to the same laws governing money in a bank. For instance, PayPal's policy is to return any balance to the linked bank account once that account has been closed. So they follow the same governing policies subject to money in a bank. So let me show you a couple of resources that we can share with you. This here is, and I'll put these links in the chat room. This is a link to the Help Center on Twitter or X. So you can read and get some resources here. I'm having problems with accessing my account, but there are some questions here that you can utilize to help answer, and find help when it comes to accessing Twitter for a deceased or past loved one. So I'll put the link to this Help Center article from Twitter into the account. And you should be able to click on that. And then this is a link to PayPal's their Help Center page that talks about how do I close the PayPal account of a deceased relative. So that will give you some good information on what to do, what steps to take as well. Let me put that link in the chat room. Okay, there you have it. Now let's go back to our slide presentation. And let me make this full frame for everyone to see a little better. All right. Now, locating legacy options. All right. Apple. So let me click on the Apple link that I'm seeing here. And this will show you where you can find information on how to, oops, is it not letting me click on it? Well, I'll tell you what, in a minute, I'm going to share my screen from my iPhone, and I'll show you where you can find the legacy and contact information through your Apple iPhone device. iPhone or iPad device. All right, so when it comes to Google, inactive account manager is what you would look for. Facebook, legacy contact, as well as and on Apple is what you're going to be looking for. Some of these terms might be different on other accounts and apps and things like that. But if you look at the image on the right of this slide, this is from an iPhone. So what you would have to do to access this, and it might look a little different, I'll show you here in just a minute, is you go into your iPhone settings. And as a matter of fact, what I'm going to do is go ahead and I'm going to stop sharing here. I'm going to share my iPhone screen and just show you really quick. It's real easy to do. So just give me 1 second to share my iPhone screen here. I wish we had more time uh, to demonstrate all of these platforms that we've mentioned. Okay, so here I am. I'm going to go to my home screen and I see the settings app down there below in the bottom right-hand corner. Click on settings. And what you want to do first is you want to click on your name, right? From here, you're going to click on sign in and security. It's the second option after clicking on your name. Oh, I gotta, let me stop sharing really quick so that I can enter my password. Sorry about that, folks. Oops, let me do that one more time. Okay. So far you've seen me go to settings. You click on your name. This is from an iPhone, or you can do this on an iPad as well. Click on your name after you click on settings, and then click on the second option down, which is going to be sign in and security. Let me get you to that point. Let me sign in really quick. Okay. Okay. I should be able to share my screen now and show you where I'm at. All right. So I've clicked on sign in and security, and we come here. Now, all you have to do is scroll down almost to the bottom of that page, and you'll see where it says legacy contact. That's the term you're going to look for. Click on set up, and then you basically just add your legacy contact by clicking on the plus sign or the words add legacy contact. Legacy contacts can access and download the data stored in your account after your death. You can click on learn more if you'd like to learn more about that. And this will give you information on what what more you need to know. Let's go back to the app itself or the settings app. So then you would just click on add legacy contact. And then this is the screenshot that we showed you earlier. So this looks kind of different. I was worried that it would look a little different since Apple goes through so many updates. Legacy contact, add a legacy contact. Choose someone you trust to add as a legacy contact. This person will be able to access the data stored in your account after your death. So it tells you, what's about to happen, right? Share your access key, print a copy of the key or send it directly to their device. Your legacy contact will need this key and a copy of your death certificate to access your account. And then it says, pass down your digital legacy. Share your legacy with people you care about through photos, videos, notes, documents, and personal information that you've stored in iCloud. Okay, so when you're ready, you would just have to click on Add Legacy Contact. Unlock your phone if it asks you to. Okay, and then here's where you would then enter somebody on your contact list. So, it's assuming that the people you have on your phone, on your contacts list are people that are close to you, friends, family, loved ones, someone you trust to assign as your legacy contact. So you would just enter a name there. I don't have any contacts connected to this particular iPhone to demonstrate, but that's where you would type in your name or select it from the list below. Okay, so let me cancel all of this. I'm going to click on not now, click on back in the upper left-hand corner, back one more time just to get out of settings. All right. So let me stop sharing from here because what I want to show you now is how to locate information from your Facebook account concerning all of this. So let me, before I share my screen, let me make sure I have that set up. Okay. Yes. All right, so I'm going to show you just our demo Facebook account, but from a web browser. So it may look a little different from a mobile device, but you should be able to get there the same way. What I did is I simply clicked. So right here, I'm at the homepage of our Facebook page, Facebook account. And again, this is from a PC or a laptop computer. Um, I'm going to click on my profile picture in the upper right-hand corner. And then I'm going to select help and support, okay, right below settings and privacy. So from that drop-down menu, I'm going to click help and support. And then I'm going to click on the help center. This will get you to Facebook's help center where you can find all sorts of information that you might be looking for about your Facebook account. Using Facebook, managing your account, privacy, safety, and security, policies, and reporting. And to open each tab, you just have to click on the little downward arrow, okay? Or to close it, click on the upward arrow. So what you're going to want to look for is managing your account. Once you get to this help center, managing your account. From here, you're going to scroll down and almost the last item is managing a deceased person's account. If you click there, then it'll take you to this page and give you more information of what you need to do. There are very many helpful links you can click on to other popular articles. Yeah. There is another, yeah, so here is where you would find all of that information. Um, now, underneath, if you notice, I clicked on that little downward arrow, like I mentioned earlier, you can click on these little downward arrows to open up each of these menu tabs. So if you click and open up managing a deceased person's account, you'll see a couple of sub menu items about memorialized accounts. So if you, let me go back one more page actually. You'll read here that it says, if Facebook is made aware that a person has passed away, it is our policy to memorialize the account. Memorialized accounts are a place for friends and family to gather and share memories after a person has passed away. Memorializing an account also helps keep it secure by preventing anyone from logging into it. Excuse me. So again, I'm going to click on about memorialized accounts, and you can get some more information about memorialized accounts there. Memorialized accounts that don't have a legacy contact can be changed. So there's lots of important information that you should look through when you are needing to do something like this for someone. And it's also important to, teach anyone in your family, the person you're deciding to make your digital executor, show them where they can go to find this information. So let's see. Yes, here we were. So we have looked at about memorialized accounts. Here, request to memorialize or remove an account. So you can click there and read what this is all about. Request to memorialize or remove an account. Reporting a deceased person or a Facebook account that needs to be memorialized. Request removal of a deceased family member's Facebook account, and so on and so forth. And of course, to read more, you just click on the little downward arrow. Now, remember, all of this information can also be accessed through the Facebook mobile device on your mobile, or the Facebook mobile app on your mobile device. I just wanted to demonstrate doing this way because it's a lot easier to find and, offers a bigger view of what I wanted to share with you. But yeah, you can do it both ways. Either open up your account on a desktop or laptop computer, or look through your mobile app on your mobile device and look for the Help Center and all of this wonderful information. So you can just keep clicking on the little downward arrows to read more on each category. All right, so with the time remaining, I think we have some time for some questions. However, I did want to share with you a couple of things. Let me reshare my screen before we take some questions and tell you about our follow-up session. The phone was buzzing over here. Let's see. Okay, so I'm going to go back to Yeah. There's a couple of a few website links that I wanted to share with everybody in the chat room. These aren't on the handout, but this one is from lifehacker.com, how to preserve your digital legacy and why you should. So these are very helpful articles that you can read on your own time to get even more information on this subject. So here's one. And let me see, I'm going to go ahead and scroll back up to the top, copy and paste the link into the chat room. You should be able to click on it. It'll open up in another tab. Even after our presentation is over, you can still read that article on the same device that you're on. And then this article here, this website from Clocr, CLOCR.com, digital legacy policies of popular websites. So this piece of information here goes through some of the different policies that come from a lot of the popular websites, like Facebook, like what we just demonstrated. So you can come here and read some of the different policies to some of these different websites. Here you have Facebook, YouTube, Yahoo, PayPal, eBay, iTunes, Amazon, so on, Twitter, Google. So this is a good resource. You sort of a one-stop shop to read all the policies and get familiar with the policies of each platform. I'll put that link to this article in the chat room. And finally, I wanted to share this one with you as well. Article, how to name a digital executor. A digital executor is responsible for managing your digital assets after you die. You may have heard me say digital executor a few times, and Bree may have mentioned it too. And this basically gives you much more information on what it is and how to name a person your digital executor. Okay. Put that in the chat room. Excuse me. Okay, there you go. I'm going to stop sharing my screen and see if there's any questions that we might be able to answer. Also, Saley is going to be sharing some information in the chat room about our upcoming Lunch and Learn Wellness Wednesday event. This coming Wednesday is going to be sort of a follow-up to today's event. But let's see what we have in the chat room here. What happens to our emails? Gmail, thank you. Well, that's what you're basically going to have to do is, once you assign somebody in your life, somebody you trust, somebody you're close to, your digital executor, they will have access to your emails. If there are emails that still need to be replied to, they'll have all of that information. The credentials that they'll need to get into your email account. I want to thank everybody for joining us today. Once again, thank you, Bree, for being here for a wonderful presentation. Very informative and I think very helpful for our audience today. I see a lot of heads nodding, and there was a lot of great stuff in the chat room. There's also information on how to save the chat in the chat room. So if you want to take a look at that. But for now, thank you so much. Once again, we'll see you all on Wednesday, this coming Wednesday. And then please do make plans to attend our next Experts and Insights session on July 21st. Bye-bye, everyone.